Good morning everybody, it's John Phillips here from JP Mortgages. Today is Thursday the 25th of April and I've got the wonderful Ivan Weiser that's joined me today on your behalf to give some good information about Brilliant Solutions. Ivan, thanks for coming in today.
Very welcome, good to be
And
here, John.
what I'd like to talk about for people watching this podcast is about how you help me as a broker and what kind of stuff Brilliant Solutions do and what they cover.
Yeah, sure. So Brilliant Solutions, we're classed as a distributor, old school packager, but our main, if you take our strapline, is probably helping those clients or giving hope to those clients that don't find themselves in that standard box that the high street lenders like to be able to give a mortgage to.
Got it.
So we've got panels of lenders that we deal with, not necessarily not the high street as such, but we deal with building societies and we deal with more specialist lenders. Those lenders are there when the high street say no to your clients. So the high street, they like it when a client's been in their job for 3 years, they're earning 60, 70 grand a year, they want a 150 grand mortgage, they've got no adverse credit, it's all coming out of their PAYE, everything's absolutely spot on and hunky-dory. The high street love those clients and they're always going to love those clients. And from that point of view, when your clients come in, which I know you get many, you're never going to need us. Those clients go through your own independence.
That's
And the fact
right.
that you're an independent advisor and you've got access to the whole market, then that works your way. It's when the clients that come in don't fit that box that the high street like, that's where we come in. So we work with our lenders who, the majority of lenders on our panel are non-scoring lenders. So it doesn't matter what credit score a client's got, but we can actually help discuss with our lenders, have chats with our lenders to help get them a mortgage. Now, there's a million reasons for doing it. A credit score, but people think that a credit score only comes down to adverse credit. A credit score is made up of so many things. Some things as simple as you may not have registered the house you moved into 2-3 years ago. You may not be on the electoral roll there. That in itself can bring your credit score down. It doesn't affect your ability to pay a mortgage whatsoever, but the high street won't like it. So it ranges from that, and then it goes up. There's many other things, and obviously if you've missed a credit card payment, if you've missed a mortgage payment, if you've got a blip in the last few months, few years, whatever, then that also will affect your credit score. So we like to deal with a panel of lenders who do not credit score. We've only got one. We've got a panel of 25 mortgage lenders, only one, and that's precise. They're the only credit score lending on there, and that's because they sit central to the market and they've got some fantastic products, etc. But the rest of them, your clients will come in, they'll talk to you, and you give them the amazing advice that you've always given. I've known you a long time now, and I know the advice you give them is absolutely honest and true. And then what will happen then is it's not fitting with the high street, so you then give us a ring, and then we will discuss with our panel of lenders which product fits right for your client. Now, we also guarantee that we will find the lowest rate for your client's particular circumstance.
That's great
no
news.
matter what they're in.
That's great
no matter
news.
what they're in.
And so from the clients watching this today, your banks and lenders, you'll have certain deals where you get preferential rates, won't you?
Yes.
And they do a credit search. So they check them out.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I'd do these myself, but you have a 50 staff working for you,
Yeah.
and covering all them lenders,
Yes.
and you say yes.
Yes, exactly that. So we'll speak to our lenders, and the first thing we'll do is find that. So we may have 2 or 3 lenders that will do a mortgage for that particular client. We will find the right mortgage. We'll come back to you. We'll say, John, these are the options. You'll say, yep, that's the one I want because it's the lowest rate usually for that lender. It may be the circumstances. It's not always about rate, as you know, and I'm sure a lot of clients know as well. It's not always about rate. There's many reasons that a mortgage fits for a client, but generally speaking, it'll be the lowest rate. We will then take that to a decision in principle. That decision in principle then can be taken to the building sites, the agents, the selling agents, and that can be there to secure potentially secure a mortgage on the house or a sale of the house. Right. So if they're looking to purchase a house and they go along to the site and they see the house they like, once they've been given a decision in principle, they can take that to the builders. What's the posh house they have? The sales house.
Yes.
Yes, I can't think what it's called.
Show home.
Show home. Take it to the show home,
Yeah.
and they can say, look, we've got a decision in principle, and that will secure that house until they actually then get the mortgage. So what happens then? We'll then come back through you to speak to your client because you always deal with your client,
Yeah.
we don't. And we'll get the client documentation, take it to a mortgage offer, and once we've got the offer, and it goes through the solicitor side, and there's the mortgage for the client.
That's great. Well, thanks for that. You've covered residential and buy-to-let. Can you talk about your other departments, please, within Brilliant Solutions?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, when a client walks into your door, if they're after a charge on a property, whether it's a house, whether it's a buy-to-let, investment properties, whether it's a commercial building, it could be a huge retail park, then we've got access to all of these areas. You've got access, your client's got access through you and through us. We've got access to lenders that deal with anything from a specialist mortgage side.
Wow.
So we class specialist as what we've discussed on the residential side. Off residential, we've then got second charges, we've then got bridging, commercial, development finance. And these can be somebody buying a piece of land which they want to develop. This could be somebody who is a mechanic in a garage who does his MOTs, he's got the opportunity to buy his commercial building. So many areas where we can actually help a client. But in a nutshell, if it's charged on a property that can't be moved, then we can generally help find a home for that client.
That's great. And you also cover portfolio landlords.
We do.
And one of the reasons I use Brilliant Solutions is that they don't charge any fees at all until completion.
Yes.
Which is great. So watching this podcast today with Ivan, Ivan's my executive manager. We get the information, give it to Ivan. They'll show you the fees at the outset.
Yeah.
And then when the deal goes through, you then charge the fees.
Yeah. So we are the only mortgage distributor in the UK that do not charge a fee. So we believe that we're confident in our products, and we believe that we can get that case through to completion, and that's where we earn our money. And we think that's being fair to the client. We think it's being fair to you as our client as well.
Great.
But we do not charge a fee. On the commercial stuff, there's a fee, but again, there's nothing upfront to pay. It's all added to the loan. Whereas with mortgages, with residential mortgages, there's no fee whatsoever, even added to the loan. So we don't do the advice, you do the advice.
Yeah.
We're the guy sat behind you. And in this market, I think, brokers within this market, it's never been more important now to use a mortgage broker. The high street, they want their clean clients.
Yeah.
But the days of the clean client, John, they're certainly not gone. There's probably still more clean clients than, and I say clean, I mean standard clients, than there are non-standard clients. But non-standard clients grow by the day. When you think of what's happened in the last few years with the pandemic, with the cost of living crisis, people have changed the way they work.
Yeah.
Some people work from home. There's a lot more people self-employed now.
That's right.
It's about 1 in 5 new jobs now is a self-employed position. The high street banks don't want to know self-employed people.
No.
Self-employed will find a much better home for a much better mortgage opportunity by coming through a mortgage broker like your good self.
And you also cover HMOs, portfolio landlords, limited companies.
Yeah,
Anything
all those,
that's
any
difficult.
investment property,
Yeah.
then we actually cover, and that could be through our residential lenders. So some of our residential lenders on our panel where we charge no fee, they will actually cover all of the above.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, then we've got a huge commercial panel. We've got a very large commercial department. That's where we do our commercial bridge and development finance. But a lot of those lenders are diving into the HMO buy-to-let landlord investment properties. And if the residential lenders can't help, it's slightly higher rates generally with the commercial lenders. But if it gets the deal done and it keeps the client happy, that's what we're all about. Everything we do is about, even though you're our client, it's all about that end user. It's just giving them hope that their dream home, or it could be their business opportunity, a dream business opportunity, that we can help them with your help to find a solution for them.
And when I come to your firm and give the information, I get the yes. Yes, we can do this. Yes, we're happy to take it on. This could happen or that could happen. And in general, it's a lot more time consuming what you do than the normal residential mortgage, isn't it, for people watching?
Yes.
It's a lot longer, slightly longer process. You've got to check defaults or whatever,
Yeah.
or the building could be different.
Yeah.
All sorts of little...
So if you go to the high street, you're going to go to one. We're happy to take Barclays as an instance.
Yeah.
You go into Barclays and you'll speak to their advisor. They will only be able to give you Barclays mortgages.
Yep.
If they come to you, you're an independent an independent mortgage advisor, so you've got access to the whole market.
Correct.
So when they come to you, you're now starting to search through 100 plus
Right.
lenders that are in the UK. I think it's about 130 at the moment, but 100 plus lenders in the UK. So when you come to us and our specialist panel, we've got 25 specialist lenders that we will then start doing all the searches for that client. And that does take a little bit more time because we're trying to find the right product to fit the client's circumstance.
Right.
But we will always try and be as quick as we can. We work within a 24-hour turnaround time, which we stick to probably 98% of the time at the moment. So it's a little bit slower than going into the Barclays, coming through a mortgage broker, but you know you're going to get far more opportunity. You know the likelihood of that client getting the right mortgage for their needs is far, far greater by coming through a mortgage broker.
That's great. And the good news for you, you only deal with a broker. You deal with me.
We never go to the public direct.
Yeah.
For us, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
You know, we want to help you help your clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last thing we want to be doing is cutting your going to the client. So, and when you've got,